Hi, today I'd like to show you a data warehouse. A data warehouse allows us to copy multiple versions of a transactional database or a daily database where customers submit data and maintain it. And then in the data warehouse, we can then run multiple reports without influencing the performance of the transactional database. So in this presentation, we'll use the SAP WebObjects system. And the SAP is a rather big company which deals with technology. So let's go ahead and log in. This is our login page. And once we're logged in, we can see the web-based interface. Now, you might have all these little windows empty if this is the first time that you're logging in. So how can you get started? Well, you might choose out of already published solution. There's a solutions library that has a number of reports that other people created, or perhaps someone shared a link with you to a direct report. And that's what we'll do in this instance. I'll paste in the link in my browser, and now I will have access to a specific report. Now, in this report, which I'm going to switch from reading to design, and I'm going to clear the data so that you don't have to look at a blurred out screen. In this report, what we're looking for is a specific course, and then all the students are enrolled in this course. So I'll quickly walk you through this interface, which basically is very much like Microsoft Access, only it's through the web browser. So first we have an area where we can see certain properties of the report. We can also see some basic structure. These here correspond to the tabs inside of the report. And we can also preview input controls. We're not going to use any in this particular report, but we are going to use the prompt. So the prompts allow us to specify a new data every time we want to run the report. In this particular report, we're going to look for a specific course. So we're going to use the CRN, course reference number, and then the term code, whether it's fall 2015 or spring 2016 and so forth. So this will give us a specific course in a specific term. We also have some options here of previewing what are the fields available on our report, and we can drag them over to the design of the report. And also we can see just a general preview of how the report is structured. The really important part in this interface would be under data access. So the middle tab, and then when I press edit, I can see all the different data marts that make up our data warehouse. So data warehouse would be the overall database, and then data marts are subparts of this database, so that way security can be given only to a specific area, like maybe human resources or the student course schedule and so forth. Now in this interface, I can add and subtract, first of all, the result objects, which are all the fields after the select statement. So these are all the fields that will be displayed in the report. And the query filters are all the fields in the where clause. So these are the fields that we are going to modify inside of our parameter values. Now we can see the specific fields, how they are organized. And the nice thing about this interface is that we don't have to understand the SQL code for it. But we could preview the SQL code by clicking on the View Script button. And so now you can see the select statement and all the conditions that make up this report. All right, so right now we'll go ahead and close this particular interface, and we're going to run the report. We run the report by first refreshing the data, and we do that by perhaps modifying what course we want to see for what term, and then pressing the Run button. Now this will go ahead and update the data set. Because the data warehouse might have many versions of the same data, you might look at someone's first and last name. The data warehouse would have all the changes to the last name that happened throughout history. So the access to the data at times might seem a little slow. But the idea is that this is not the interface that customers use, like in the transactional system. So that's why performance is somewhat a middle of the road. So now that we refresh the report, we can switch to the reading tab. And what I'll do is I'll close the parameters, switch to the reading tab, and you can see that now my report populated with student names that are actually registered for this particular class. So I hope that this was helpful to you in terms of how to run the report and how to even modify it. And I hope that you will enjoy the SAP WebObject system.